increasingly rely on technology to enable intelligent-driven decision-making. And globally, for this 21st century insecurity complexity, without emerging technology, there might be a little that man can do. So I said earlier that our situation in this country appears worrisome. There are reasons for this. One of such is we have weak governance, inequality and massive unemployment. There are greed in our contest for natural resources, lack of political and power, the willpower to do what they ought to do, those in position of leadership, as well as economic instability. A man that has no job can be easily pushed to crime. You agree with me? So the key issue here is that I say, and I will leave you to judge, does our traditional approach, has it not failed to arrest the insecurity? What then is the position of this paper? We have opinion that emerging technology is a necessity in re-engineering Nigerian security architecture. So for this lecture, our focus will be to look at pivotal roles that engineering technology can play in modernizing Nigerian security framework. Then I will make a call on critical gaps to foster more resilience, national security posture through exploration of transformative potential into our current security architecture can lead into robust, efficient, and effective our security institution situation, strategy, and tools. Is it adequate for fighting the 21st century insecurity? It's a big question. It's a big question. Can you change it there? This seems not to be responding again. Okay, sorry. Yes. I want to say that except Nigerian security institution, please take note of this, Michael. That except Nigerian security institution is made to implement an holistic approach that disables human manipulation via embracing emerging technology, Nigeria is not likely to arrest the hydra-headed security challenges. I'm going to explain and prove myself later. And a study by Dawkinson observed Nigeria faces an array of insecurity challenges beyond Boko Haram. Even the ASWA Inspector General of Police, in his paper, says that Nigeria is grappling with an array of internal security challenges, ranging from ethno-religious conflict to insurgency and organized crime. And when you look at, can you please? Okay. When you look at Nigeria as presented in that map, you discover that we are faced with diverse insecurity challenges. Yes, up north in this region, you can see you have the militant Islamist group causing crisis, causing security. At this place, who do you see? You see so many criminal gangs doing their thing. You have other people, farmer and elder clash. You have militants in the northeast, in the east. They are agitating for separation. They cause crisis there too. There's insecurity there. At a time you cannot travel from Onitsha across that place on Mondays. Am I lying? That's insecurity. You have the privacy, those who steal on the air, armed robbers there, they do it. And so many other urban security challenges that you have. Yes. How do we go around this? Oluwadare says something and I'd like to quote it. In a recent development in Southeast, and he opined that decision by Enugu state government to acquire surveillance drones marks an important turning point in approach to internal security. This initiative is more than a symbolic gesture. It reflects deeper understanding that modern security challenges demand modern solution In a country where insecurity can escalate within minutes and criminal can vanish into forest hills and border region, real-time surveillance has become indispensable. You cannot use manual to collect this. You cannot rely on man alone to do this, because at one point or the other, man can fail. Okay. Yes. What is the nature of the warfare? And how does emerging technology comes in? There's no doubt. I have told you we cannot rely on man. We can rely more on emerging technology because of their significance in transforming modern warfare, particularly in the context of insurgency and counter-insurgency. Recent experience by Israel. Israel beat chest, send drones at the comfort of their room to do what? To attack Iran. Iran decided to sell what we call dancing drone for the Israel monitor not to be able to do what? They move into the air, they are dancing, they hit the target. Israel don't have to deploy military to Iran. Iran don't have to deploy this at the comfort. And I must tell you, there are elements of tapping emerging technology that this even insurgency did. What happened? We have witnessed in Nigeria the use of AI, generated fake news and social media manipulation to spread defeatist narrative and create confusion among Nigerian citizens by these people. Nigerian security should incorporate electronic warfare capability through assessing GPS spoofing and jamming to monitor and constantly disrupt insurgency navigation and communication system. We should learn from recent Israel and Iran conflict. This country seems to have been taken for a ride for too long. Thank you very much. This criminal element often come from their hidden covens in large number. How do you explain insurgent? They came to a setting like this, attack, carry 100 people to walk them play as you have seen. Only yesterday morning, we read in the newspaper that terrorists stormed Kwara military base, killed soldier, cut away weapon. This is appalling. Technology is not a rocket science. We have experience in our neighbor. In Burkina Faso, the president there procured drones, relate with China and Russia, and mount 47 monitoring screens, like you have seen, across Burkina Faso. Invest in it to monitor and launch. It is right, the war is fought in this place, not on the field. When you see soldier on field like this, they go to clear. Those people, you can see them running without anything, without seeing what is pursuing them. Wherever they are being bombed by all these drones. Command is given to those drones here. We don't have to expose our military. Right now, the police beyond their border. That experience, Nigerian can launch on it. Yes. What exactly is the role that e-tech? We can canonize that under 4 major themes. We have the technology superiority in modern conflict. When you deploy technology, there is gap in emerging technology integration. The notable observation mention of artificial intelligence is a key document concerning Nigerian security architecture, suggesting a potential oversight in fully. Let me tell you one thing. Before they initiate, if you deploy technology, AI and whatever, they would have tracked them. So before they start to come, you bomb them. Where are they in the enclave? You can jam their moment and every other thing and launch from your room. That's what then focus on intelligence-led operation and synergy. The attack will be on real time. When you have information, you don't wait for something. That's what this, because it's not influenced by one power. That somebody is from southwest and wants southeast to be suffering. Will not be there. Technology don't hear that. So there's cyber security and collaboration. They move money, they move weapon across expanse. Why can't we track? You can code our currency and where they spend it, you know. If it is difficult for them to receive the money, then it will be difficult for them to go into this. But there are challenges and opportunities. One of the challenges is that data privacy and security. Right now, that's why when they plan that they want to go and attack in a military base, Nigeria, in a situation, before you know, a day to that, you see those insurgency coming to do what? Because we don't have secrecy. These are some of the challenges. So then we have talent gap. Most of our educational institutions now are still looking at what our forefathers look at. Let's engage and deploy on those knowledge that fits into our modern time. I'm not saying we should not also train people in conventional, in those old. We should try. I want to see schools like this, train people in software engineering and some other. Of course, another challenge is in level of our infrastructural development. We need to invest. We have just said something about Burkina Faso. Instead of investing in buying 300 cars for individual, I want to say, look at the case of Bode Ayorinde, the man who had the vision for this place. His colleagues had their money elsewhere outside the country or inside sewage system or in a bush. But look at number of lives his own money is building. I think he deserves commendation. I think we must detour to begin to build infrastructural development that will support our security needs. Sorry, can you please change from there then? Why is this ceasing? Yes. I suspect it was a case of insecurity trying to pull down this presentation, and we'll live above it. My concern is, I will not come here to tell you about problems and challenges alone, but I'm here to tell you that there are ways forward and there are low-hanging fruits that Nigerian can tap onto. The first thing I would suggest to security institutions and architecture in Nigeria is that they should establish a central intelligence fusion command that uses one brain, one system, one operational picture of the entire country. Piece of intelligence must be in real time from military, DSS, and all data, including financial system, border, and they must be fed into that single command. Let there be no silos of information. Don't keep anything so that there won't be any delay in acting on preventing rivalry among armed forces. That one brain command must operate 24 hours. And what does it do? Daily analyzing patterns, flagging threats before they materialize and issuing immediate directive. The security management coordination, we need to impose a unified operational doctrine across all agencies with no parallel system. There must not be delayed responses because an agency is waiting for another to act. Intelligence must be triggered by action and instantly due. We need to start to build deep human intelligence network inside hostile territory, recruit, infiltrate, and perpetrate. Very recently, is it in Sokoto or whatever, they say, or Sanford, they say a place called Jili. They say, Bukaram live there. And they will send people you will not even want to dictate. To do what? To spy formation they want to attack. Why can't we incorporate this? We can train people on intelligence. If US want to do something here, I used to have a senior in my school, Engineer Loso. He worked with NASA. Anytime he's coming, 2 weeks before then, Americans are already here. He will submit his itinerary. They're already comping to know that it's not coming to share the intelligence with us. Terrorist enclaves in forest, rural corridors, and border. They are not living inside the ground, and if they are, we can film them out. We must mount sustained intelligence-led operation that deny them space. movement and recovery. Let's invest in advanced surveillance technique, deploy CCTV camera, drone of different grade, that is swag drone, that when it goes, nobody will see it. It will capture information and it will see the color, what is on the address. Technology has the capacity. Many sensors and monitor high-risk area. The National Intelligence Agency must extend Nigerian reach beyond here. If Nigeria is giving us, if Niger Republic is giving us trouble, let's mount surveillance on them. Before they cross our border, we crush them. Criminal network, I want to tell us, and we should realize this, our criminal network is not local, it's regional and international. Because weapon, funding, ideology, and coordination, they flow across border. And constantly, why can't they be tracked? We infiltrate their channel and cut them off. Then we'll have a secure location. We have to enhance our data analytic capacity, because in the way they have been attacking us, pattern exists. We can study and within that context, find a way to stop that. This will enable appropriate organ to intercept early, act quietly, and neutralize before escalation. Develop digital forensic capacity. We need to train our law enforcement agency in digital forensic to investigate cyber-enabled crime. One critical area that we have lacked is on issue of communication. This we can improve on. Permit me to conclude this way. Our farms can be saved. Our road can be secured. We can travel by sea, rail, and air without fear. Our forest can be safe for me and you to access the natural resources that God has given to us. But it is linked, it's tied to one condition. If Nigeria will stop fighting blind in an age of precision. Currently, we are fighting blind. We need to fight with precision. And in this context, what this lecture is advocating is that we cannot win this battle with bow and arrow, as we have seen. Nigeria have to move from bow and arrow to technology. What I see, the same manpower, the same, but what happened here is only facility difference. Burkina Faso has taught us. Why can't Nigerians do this? Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to start my acknowledgement this way. I want to thank the real achiever of our generation. We have an example in our midst here, who is our Pro-Chancellor, Professor Bode Ayorinde, who is the proprietor of this Achiever University. And I must give kudos. Study and practice. I'm just a member. Who is the acting vice chancellor of this university. Keep mentioning names. So pardon me to say. I think there's a way in which I've connected with our dear Professor A.C. Onowumi. We have common father. I think, though he's senior, I didn't know that our father had gone to impregnate our mother in Lautech, while they gave birth to me in UI. So, I want to thank you, Professor A.S. Onowumi. There is nothing that you are doing here. If they praise you, I won't praise you because that is in your gene. All I can ask you is, keep it up. To the people that put this together, from chairman to all members, thank you very much. Well, I tried to put together, being the first days, and it's reviewed by Professor Nelson Fashion, a distinguished language man who hails from this place. He's the chief of Idase. Yes. And the president, national president of Peace Studies and Practice, in person of Professor Benjamin Aluko. Well, there's no place I go, God may have created me, but some people author me academically. I want to acknowledge Emeritus Professor E.B. Lucas, Emeritus Professor M. Onilude, Professor A.K. Aremu, Professor Owa Ogusanwo. Well, while I received call to come on this, I have to reach out to my spiritual father. I cannot decline, but I'm afraid because of insecurity. Pastor Tunde Adeshui, Pastor Boyede Sule, Moses Olutide, Pastor Rotimi Adeyemi, they have been doing wonderfully well to support me spiritually. And of course, to my brother and the head of department, Professor T. Omoni. And above it all, to all of you here seated, if you are not here, I can speak to empty space. Thank you very much for coming. I have not come alone. I came with my brother. You can see him seated here. He has been playing host to me and navigating here. It's been due to him. Dr. Lawa Amadu is also lecture in Futa. My journey has been blessed. The best thing that happens to me is Ayo, Wale, Oye. I want to thank them because I've used their time. And no matter how good your treatment, no matter what you do, only relay. And if I get I better say I have a soulmate in the person of Maria Oluwabukola. Anybody can abandon me. Once God did not abandon me and this lady, I think I'm secure. Thank you for being there always. Ladies and gentlemen, no man knows it all. There might be room for clarification. That's why I will say thank you for giving me your time, for listening, and I felt there might be time for questioning. Thank you very much.
Let us rise as we appreciate with a round of applause our guest lecturer this afternoon, Professor Adewole, FFAN, FISDS. Please, you may have your seat. Thank you very much. You will agree with me that this lecture has sparked a lot of discussions within us. And of course, I know that we can speak out because it is time for question and answers. And if you have comments, the microphone is open for us to hear you. Okay? We are having from the high table. And of course, we are expecting from the audience, our attendees, the students, the staff of the faculty and of the university. Okay, let's start from. Okay.
And thank you very much, Prof, for the insightful lecture. And when you were doing your presentation, one thing that came to my mind is that we have a lot of intelligent people in Nigeria, and as shown by your presentation. So it's not that we Nigerian, I don't think it's because we don't know what to do. Don't you think it's because we also have people that are sabotaging, the system in Nigeria that do not want Nigeria to have peace? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. You see, when the professor speaks and he talks about something old, but in a new manner, that's what he has done. He has done this within an hour. And unlike this faculty of engineering lectures I've been attending, where you will be sleeping during the lecture, this one is so lively, so entertaining, and so educative. I thank you so much. But like the Professor Adewole said just now, I think the problem we have is our values. I think the problem we have in this country is our values. Our values are eroded in everything. Materialistic values and our attachment to cultural and religious. If anything is good, let's say it is good. But in Nigeria, we start attaching it to culture, start attaching it to religion, we start attaching it to material gains. I think that's what we need to do. what Burkina Faso is doing right is because the man that came and the system changed the values. And the people think, in one manner. But here, when somebody is driving something from the west or from the north, somebody is dragging it down from or somebody, even in your system, somebody is there to sabotage it just because of what they can gain. I don't know how we can solve this problem. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. We are still receiving comments.
I want to appreciate my professor. You have done wonderfully well with this topic. And like my auntie BC said, the first thing we want to question is, are our leaders interested in exterminating terrorism and insurgency? If there is no willingness in leadership to drive this, there's very little the followership can do. You started here by commending what we're doing. It's because the head of this place, from example and conduct, he wants to move forward. So we that are following, we have no other choice than want to move forward with him. If he's telling us, move forward, and you see that his character, his conduct is not moving forward, you will want to obey that. We tend to say, they will say, what is his body character telling you? Not what he's saying by his mouth. So when you see that the body character and the word of mouth are moving towards positive direction, everybody will move towards that direction. That's the first thing I see. The other one are saboteurs within the system. We've heard of cases where soldiers will say, we want to go and attack the insurgents. And by the time they get there, the people are coming to lay ambush because somebody from within the camp is an informant of the other side. It's a terrible situation. The other one is the greed in the system. Sorry to say this. When you go to a typical police station and you have any situation or case there, the first thing the people there are thinking about is what they are going to get out of this case, not who is right or wrong. They're already looking at whether I'm going to get money from A. So when A gives them the money, it becomes the right person. Without looking at the merit of the case, we also have that as part of the system problem that we are. Then we continually have the problem of tribalism. It's my brother. Whether your brother is the thief within. And we forget this idea that whoever you are, wherever you are, once you are a thief, you are a thief. There is no thief in Yoruba that is not a thief in English. So let us plan and learn that the best thing to do to live right is to be positive in all that we do. Finally, I want to say or talk about one of the things you mentioned while talking to us. When they were going to form Amotekun, because the person of Akeredolu was forthright in what he wanted to do, everybody was against him in the national government, but because he wanted to do it, he stood by it. And we saw what Amotekun were doing. Yes, Amotekun is still here, but because we have lame leadership about it, it is no longer moving forward. So this idea where an idea will go down when the person that starts it is no longer there is another thing we have to address. We have to know how to build system and not follow the person. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me join others to appreciate our lecturer for very inciting lecture. There is something that has been bothering me, and I want to raise it either as a question so that you can help speak to it. Is about the issue of failure of security intelligence gathering. I was privileged to be in a meeting organized by the Office of the National Security Advisor in Abuja, and they were looking at the review of the national security strategy. They brought in laymen to come and just make presentation so that they can know the perspective of non-security experts. So some of the issues that they were raised, all the people that intervened, the issue that resonated was that security intelligence gathering has failed in the country. And that is to complement what the director had just said. Because sometimes I was wondering the issue of addressing the security problem by using technologies that jam signal communication. Now ask some of the intelligence, why are you doing this? Why do you want to jam the signal? They say so that the Boko Haramists and the terrorists will not be able to communicate. I said, why don't you want them to communicate? He said, so that they will not be able to plan. So why don't you want them to plan? He said, so that they will not be able to attack. So if they don't plan, how do you know the plan? Now, I was trying to share, I was scared because it's a high-level discussion and I can't speak against what the generals are saying. So I now whisper to some of the intelligence officers, I say, but if you allow them to communicate and you use eavesdropping technologies to listen to their communication, you'll be able to know their plans. Isn't that a better strategy than this one you are? Because they were talking about strategy. So I suggested, I don't know whether they took it. So I think something is really wrong with the approach that we are adopting in trying to gather intelligence. Thomas Friedman said in a book titled The World is Flat. In The World is Flat, he said technology has leveled the playing field for different entities. Between countries, the playing field has been leveled. That is why you have many countries having nuclear weapons and all of that. Then between multinationals, that between countries is the first era. The second era is between companies. The third era is between individuals. So that suggests that the same technology government has access to, the terrorists also have access to it. So I don't know whether you have access up there to be able to counsel these people that, look, the strategy they are using is actually not working. Because the best way to address this situation is that allow them to plan, eavesdrop their plan, know their plan, so that we can ambush them, as opposed to them ambushing us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We have got contributions from the upstage. Do we have questions? Please come forward. From the students, we have listened to this lecture. If you have questions, please come forward.
Good afternoon, Vice Chancellor and our guest speaker. My name is Engineer Afuye from the Department of EIE. That's Electrical and Information Engineering. I'm adding a comment. So in that comment, I want to buttress what you spoke about concerning security, which will now lead me to make a suggestion. Now, at the onset of appointing the new IG of police, someone said, I think it's the IG himself, when he was asked about his position on having different police structure. So this man said that in some countries that they have plenty of police structure, and he mentioned England, that England has about 40 police structure from the central to the counties and so on. And they have about 40 police structure in the country of about 40 million people. So I believe that, so now for a country like ours that is 60 plus years old, and we are still operating on the single police structure, it shows the complexity and the bottleneck that is in the politics in Abuja there. Now, which will now lead me to a different approach. Now, most of these, our challenges, we can encourage institutions like industries, academics, and so on, to come up with a model, like a business model, to solve this problem, whereby they will make profit, benefit the government and the citizens as well. Like the case of Iran and Israel. Many of these technologies are not made by the government, but they are made by private companies. And that is why these countries can respond very fast, because they have institutions that are functioning. Now, I did my master's in the area of IoT, Internet of Things, now specifically in a narrow band. Now, in the course of my research, NB-IoT stuffs over their network, and it's only Vodafone in South Africa that has done that in the end, that you won't even know, that communicates with the satellite, that communicates with their local network, that if anything, if any action, any movement, or happens in any part of the country, they can know. If any vessels goes missing, they will know. If any vessels veer course, they will know. But in the entire continent of Africa, we have only Vodafone in South Africa that has done something relating to that. That after he must have left office, we can say, okay, oh, this player has done something significant. They can make laws and policies that encourage in the companies and corporations like MTN and Go to do something like this. So government, mining companies can subscribe. Something like that can happen. Like our institution here now, we can deploy more technology in this campus. We can deploy drones. They are low-cost drones. Even we can extend as, okay, 1 kilometer radius of the campus and give police information whenever it's due. And on the issue of drones, I think drones are of different complexity. So I believe if America won't sell us, we can go to China, like the Burkina Faso experience. We go to China, we buy these things that encourage businesses. We can reach out to them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You have the mic.
Thank you. Let me first acknowledge that most of the comments, pre-comments to questions, I agree with you. Starting from Auntie-BC. But I'll try to advocate something here. Can you continue with that slide? I don't have this thing. When you get there, I will let you know. Just continue. Continue. I want to start with that. Continue, please. Continue. There's a quote I put in blue. Yes, continue. 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 Yes. I want to read it to you. Most of our intelligence are kept in the silo. So within a delayed time, it is one brain. It's because we don't know our place at the region and the international. So many other places are interested in us. It is not in Nigeria per se. It is in what we're endowed with. Do you agree with me? Go to people that are fighting in the southeast. There are some nations that are supporting them. Go to those who are in Zamfara. Go to those who are in the Benue. They caught a Chinese. Remember, when they clear a city, they move in there. It's not the Boko Haram. It's the interest of these people who want to take our mineral resources. And at one point there, I told you that our case is worsening. No, move to the front, I beg. Sorry. I beg, front. Yes, continue, please. Continue, please. When we get, continue. Yes, continue. No, I think it is back. I talk about earlier path, where I talked that our case was worrisome because of some reason. Do you remember? There's greed in contest. You heard what you said, sir. It we do is in your shelf. Don't let us deceive ourselves. That we don't know what to do. It's a lie. I am an engineer by calling. But I pay attention to what happened globally. And with my interest in issue of security, I'm able to head CJ Musa and Egbetoku. Those are the people that are there to do things. I went there to listen to them. They will tell you they are incapable. That's human angle to our problem. You have had it. I want to tell you that both are right. There's a time to jam, and there's a time to leave them, to eavesdrop. Both are, when they want to move to actions, if you want to deplete them, then you jam their communication. They will be at disarray in the process of action. When they are planning, that's why police beyond border, that's what you do. The AI will get that intelligent. As they are planning, even their collaborator, they will even track. They will even track the money. We can know this is AU, isn't it? Yes. Students are there. So once you know the matric number of the person who caused effect, what happened? You can trace the person. When you go to bank, capture. People use it, but not until BVN comes. Did you understand what we're trying to say? It's not about the technology. You see, but the problem, Yoruba people used to say this. The day we know the challenges, the problem is almost solved. Nobody will discuss it except academic. And there was a time in 1993 in this country, and we believe we voted for one man, and he was denied. We keep crying until they replace him with their member, because it's not our member. It's not people that are. Is that clear? So the point of it is we have to start interrogating and be saying this thing. I'm aware, be sabotage. But when you leverage on things that do not allow input of a man to a certain degree, do you think there was no saboteur in Burkina Faso? There are, but technology can bypass that. And that is what I've come here to say. Yes, I said that, well, three have environment. You can have sand environment, you can have fine equipment if the man does not have the survey. Is that clear? And they go to National Assembly. Are you telling me those who are there don't know our problem? Look, we don't have reason to have unemployment. I'm an expert in wood product. I tell you, 4 paper mill in Nigeria, we absorb all the unemployment. We solve all the unemployment problem. Direct job. A paper mill will create job for 100,000 people. A paper mill. There is a whooping paper mill. There is Japan paper mill. Was it not politics that stopped it from taking off? The whole of Tanzania economy. Why don't we query? Where is the paper coming? And several others. We have to keep engaging this. Yes. You said build system. Sir, if you don't think this way, then I will say you do not work being the director of works. And one of the quality control tools is what we call cause and effect. We can trace what happened when whatever. If the government leader, if our leadership are down, we have said too many for them to be able to largely tied to what? The political way. The political way. The political way. And I'd like to end all this question on this. On security intelligence. Let me tell you, there was a time Boko Haram was troubling Abuja. Do you remember that time? He was moving close to them. Or do you have Boko Haram in Abuja now? Eh? Is their interest? When it is time for us to share money in National Assembly, there is no Malam Balarabe. There is no Adewole. There is no, this is Alaji. There is no, this is Pastor. They belong to one republic. They belong to what? One republic. Eh? Go and look at what happened 3 days ago. There was threats that they are going to attack airports and whatever. But do you know what? They prioritize security in that place. I want to thank you. I leave you. All my elders is what you have done that we are leading on.
That we just listened to and engaged is the roles of emerging technology in reengineering of Nigeria security architecture. So I want to say thank you for what you have done here in Achievers University this afternoon. It is my privilege to invite, yes, sir, the Acting Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Dean, Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, Professor Frank. Acting Vice Chancellor, raised to power 2.
I want to stand on existing protocol. First, I'd like to thank Professor Adewole for that very brilliant and insightful lecture. And I must add that it was very witty, and interesting to listen to you. So thank you so much, sir. And security is a big issue across the world now, but particularly in our country. And I want to really thank Prof. Adewole again for really taking us through how we can engage emerging technologies to rejig the way we are carrying out our security and addressing our security challenges. So, I'm a neophyte in such matters. I don't know much about security or addressing insecurities. But I want to thank God that, I want to thank the speaker today that at least I've learned one or two things. And hopefully, although he said that what we have done today might end up in a silo somewhere, I hope it will not end in a silo. I hope that we'll be able to take this to the people that matter, and they might, do something about it. So let's make sure this does not stop here, and that we have not done this lecture to fulfill all righteousness. This must go forward beyond here. So once again, I want to thank the lecturer, Professor Adewole, and your amiable wife for coming all the way to Owo and following you. So the Dean of Engineering, thank you so much, the registrar and every other person here, and of course, all of us out there in the audience, thank you so much for coming. I was told that there might be a group photograph. Oh, okay, yeah, thank you. So, okay, yeah, presentation, okay. Sir. Okay. Madam, okay. So, on behalf of the Pro-Chancellor and of course the management of Achievers University, Owo, it is my great pleasure to present this to you as a token of our appreciation for being the first, am I right? Yes, the first faculty lecturer of the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Achievers University. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, the Acting Vice Chancellor. Right about now, we'll be having a group photograph. Okay. We'll be closing this session, and I'll be inviting Professor Biliaminu Karim for the closing prayer.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the universe. Obana tina fidni asana, wafile akhiratu asanatan wakina asabana. O our God, grant us the good of this world and the good of hereafter, and protect us from hellfire. As we are leaving this hall, continue to go with us. In the name of Almighty Allah, I prayed.
Thank you, sir. Let's rise as we take the national anthem, or the university anthem, then the national anthem. University anthem, national anthem. Then after we take the photograph. ICT. We take the group photograph just here. Students, please don't go yet. You're also going to participate in. After this session, academic staff will also join on our academic staff, please join. Teaching and non-teaching, please join so that we can have a full house.
What will happen, don't they happen? Yeah, mommy, vision no be lie.
The lens, snap, I'm searching.